Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting English extravaganza. You know it, it's your daily English class, the show with no name. Now get ready for liftoff.
10,
Come on.
9, 8,
I need
7,
everybody to count
6,
down with me.
5,
4,
3,
come on,
2,
easy now.
1, 0.
We got this.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Let's get moving.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time.
Yeah.
On Fun Radio. Come on. It's the show with no
Get excited.
Let's go.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's electric, it's exciting, it's interactive, and it's the show with no name. A show for you, by you. Well, yeah, you guys participate. You put your 2 cents in, tu granito de arena. In fact, many of you have suggested different homophones, different double troubles along the way. And many of you participate in our question of the week, which, by the way, a huge shout out to last week's participants, Alberto, Anix, Chris Valrol, Elena and Nuria. Shining stars. You are shining stars. That's right, folks. And as you know, the question of the week is a weekly speaking section. It's a chance for you to express yourself in English and get feedback from your teacher. That's me. So this week's question of the week, I think it's a good one. I like this one a lot. Or else I wouldn't have chosen it, I guess. Do you believe in second chances? And explain your answer. Do you believe in second chances? I think it's a pretty deep one. So we'll hear some interesting participation from our students. By the way, nice shout out to Rani. She participated during the weekend, so she's ready to go. And a little thing. This month, the month of February, we're going to be doing question of the week on Thursdays. Okay, a little change there. So what does that mean? That means you've got to get it to me before the end of the day on Wednesday. But as always, I give you the one for the next week, the week before. So, you can't say you don't have enough time. I give you usually around 6 or 7 days, depending. I usually tell people the next question of the week before. So that gives you the weekend and, the rest of that week. So we'll be doing it for the time being. Esta es buenísima expresión que usamos muchísimo por ahora. For the time being, we're going to be doing them on Thursday. Okay, so send me your 1-minute audio note, record it on your phone. You can send it to aalonso@grupovon.com. And again, I think this is going to be a fun one, an interesting one this week. And it's, do you believe in second chances? All right. And we'll take a look at your answers. As always, I'll help you as well. I'll guide you. And of course, we'll look at different expressions and vocabulary related to second chances, opportunities, shot. As we know that over here. You get one shot, you get one chance, you get one opportunity. I think we all know that from Eminem. If you only had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, would you capture it or just let it slip? Yo, his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. All right, I'm warmed up now. Ya estoy calentado. I hope you guys are warmed up too. And if not, let's warm up with our first section, our Say What soundbite. Come on, say what? That's right, folks. This is your Say What soundbite, a chance for us here to hear all different accents, all different situations, vocabulary, and in a native way. And remember, the language is not just used by native speakers. So sometimes we'll hear non-native speakers who have to use English in their job. Like last week, we heard Jose Mourinho. We've heard from Rafa Nadal many times in this section as well. Sometimes we hear from, like someone with a Mancunian accent from Manchester, like the guys from Oasis. Or I know we've also looked at Ozzy Osbourne. That was probably one of the hardest ones. I think those were the hardest ones we've ever looked at. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys probably have a better recollection than I do there. But if I'm not mistaken, everybody had trouble with Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne. And also the boys from Oasis. I remember a few years ago it was, when we, I think it was one of the first times we did this section, the Say What soundbite. We looked at Noel or one of the Gallagher brothers from Manchester. Liverpool is a tough one too. Hey, for me, maybe among each other, the Brits, they don't have too much difficulty, but man, for us Americans, I think we can all keep up with like a proper British English, the Queen's English, the BBC English, yes? But when you get into like Birmingham, that's where Ozzy Osbourne was from. Birmingham, it's in the north. Birmingham. Well, it's a thick accent. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't understand it, right? There are a lot of thick accents in Spanish. You go down to Cádiz, you go down to Almería, right? You're going to hear, you don't even have just accents in Spain. You have different dialects. Everything. So, communication, that sometimes hinders communication, right? When accents are very thick, but that's also, what makes a culture beautiful, that not everybody speaks exactly the same. A small country like Spain, okay, it's pretty small if you look at it. You look at the big picture, el panorama total. Spain is a tiny country, but it's so diverse, right? In many, many ways, as far as the food that's eaten, even the landscape is very, very diverse. And you can hear all different kinds of sounds. In fact, if you put a guy from Almería next to a guy from San Sebastián and have them speak, you'll instantly know, without even really understanding what they're saying, that they're from two different parts of the country. And some would say even two different planets, right? I remember when I was in San Sebastián and we went, my wife and I were up there. We went to a bar and we looked in the window, the typical thing you do. And we were like, whoa, this place is packed. Está llenísimo. And all we were thinking is, oh man, here come the migraines. Here comes the headaches because, well, people scream, bars. And usually the more people there are, the higher the decibel level, because then you're competing with the people next to you. We've all been in those bars. Madrileños, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you walk into a bar sometimes, there are 5 people and you're like, oh my God, what's going on in here? It's, and it was quite the contrary. Again, we're generalizing. You get a little bit of everything everywhere. But if we have to generalize, I remember we said, okay, well, let's go in here. It looks nice, even though it's packed. Do you know we walked in there and you couldn't hear a sound? It was just people going, oh, yeah, it's good. It's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, people were having like very like almost their conversations were almost at a whisper. A whisper is when you talk like this. And I said, oh, my God. And I looked at my wife. I remember, I don't think we were married yet. And I said, babe, this is not normal. No, and you know what she said? She goes, no, this is normal. Madrid is not normal. And I said, yeah, you're right. But hey, there's nothing wrong with being loud. Spoken from somebody who has been known his whole life for being a loudmouth, bocatas, a chatterbox. Those are a big mouth, a loud mouth, a chatterbox. That's what they call people like me. All right. So, but interesting. That's what I'm getting at. The cultural differences, not just the accents, the dialects, but the food. We always go through the food avenue there. Never miss the food avenue. But again, that's the part that, as far as I'm concerned, in my book, Como se enseña en cuanto a mí, that's the best part about learning a language, learning all different ways that people think and the cultural aspects and the music and the jokes, It took me, I would say, about 10 years to be able to use the word cinco or abogado in Spain. Okay, now if you don't know why, then you're not in the club, because I had trauma. That's right. Because anytime, my friends, I have to say something, are very mature. And I stopped saying the word cinco o abogado. And I don't have to explain why if you're from Spain, because, well, you've got little rhyming slang with that. But these also, okay, it can be vulgar, it can be gross, but it's also something that is unique in Spain. And in fact, I saw something, these maps that they make, funny maps, it's one of these accounts on Instagram. And they had words, numbers that you shouldn't say in different countries. And it had like Europe and in Spain, it was 5. Tenía España con un gran 5 por encima. And I was like, and it was cool because all the other ones I didn't know naturally. I don't know in China what numbers can be, misconstrued or turned into some kind of double entendre or rhyming slang, because you don't know that. Again, these are little cultural things. But it was really interesting because somebody in the comments explained each one. Entonces alguien dijo, bueno, en España porque rima con culo. Yeah. And this one in China because that number sounds like their word for. So, we all have these little rhyming slangs and with numbers too, which was, I thought, quite interesting. Well, also, I think maybe it's because numbers are elemental. It's one of the first things that we learn, right? Numbers 1, 2, 3, ready? Okay. I remember with Lara, when she was a little baby, I would say, okay, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, right? So awesome sauce, guys. Let's play. Let's enjoy the culture together. And in Say What Soundbite, you get a little bit of that. As I said, you're going to get somebody expressing themselves in an interview, a movie, and I want your opinion. As you know, you're going to hear this clip 4 times, so you're going to have 4 chances to jot it all down. And, well, here it is for the first time.
Yeah, I love honey too. And I make honeycomb as well.
I love honeycomb.
I mean, they do the work.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
wonderful.
no, I think it's great. We all have to kind of pitch in and help Mother Nature a little right now while she's so overburdened.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. Your chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum. en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
Y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
And you know it. That's right, folks. You can pick up This Book is the Shit wherever fine books are sold. And as you know, we've got tons of other materials. We've got our translation books. We've got phrasal verb books. We've got books that help you with travel. We've got business English. Let's see what material we're going to look at in today's pop quiz. Come on, come on, come on. Get up, get up. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
Common mistake. The 20% of. A very typical mistake with figures is saying the 20% of sales. In correct English, we say 20% of sales. For example, 20% of our revenue comes from exports, or only 15% of customers responded. These details really matter in business contexts. Understanding this helps professionals prepare better and feel more confident. Exactly what we work on in the Executive Master at Vaughan.
That's right, folks. The Executive Master. It is only for people who want to, as the name implies, master the language. And as you know, all our teachers are awesome. But let me tell you something. If you have been chosen, because it's not random, okay? They don't randomly assign teachers to the master's program. So if you have been chosen, eso es, elegido, then you are definitely the cream of the crop. And it's true. I know a lot of the master's teachers, Layla Chapoy, many teachers that I've worked with and have known for years. And that's one of the great things, that all our teachers are awesome, but our master's teachers are the masters of the masters. Let's put it that way, because, well, it's a hardcore thing. You really have to drill everything and learn it inside and out. So if you're interested in the master's program or any of our initiatives, maybe it's Disney Vaughan English with the kids on the weekend, whatever it may be, you can get more information at our website, grupovaughan.com. Again, it's grupovaughan.com. Also, if you're on social media, which I know many of you are, you can find us over on Instagram, on Facebook, on X. They're on LinkedIn as well, or LinkedIn as you call it. And of course, YouTube, tons of videos to help you learn English as well. And I imagine if you're listening to this right now, you probably have the Vaughan Radio app. And if not, well, you're listening on one of the popular podcast platforms. Wherever you're listening, thank you so much for listening. If you don't have the Vaughan Radio app, download it. It's free. You can always listen from there. Or, as we just said, on iVox, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other popular podcast platforms. Toma Traba Lenguas. Oh, my goodness. What a tongue twister. Popular podcast platforms. Hey, me he metido yo ahí sin tener que meterme. All right, well, folks, let's take a look at today's pop quiz. It's coming from one of our materials called Natural English. Lo primero, hay que decir el título bien, no es natural. So say it with me. I want to hear natural. It's not natural. O sea, no ponemos mucho acento en esa U en el medio. Es natural. ¿Ves cómo casi nos comemos esa sílaba? Natural English. All right, so let's give it a listen. As you know, I will have an assignment or 3 for you when we reach the end of it. Here it is, folks. This is today's pop quiz, a little excerpt from Natural English, just one of the many materials you can pick up at Von Tienda.
Chapter 37. When you're warning someone.
Cuando estás advirtiendo a alguien. 4 key expressions.
To be sick and tired of.
Estar harto de.
To be asking for it or to be asking for trouble.
Estar buscándosela.
At the top of your lungs, at the top of your voice.
A pleno pulmón, con todas tus fuerzas.
It serves someone right. That serves someone right.
Merecérselo.
More useful English. Vocabulary. To snort.
Resoplar como un animal.
Common mistakes.
Lo mismo no se dice the same, sino aquí.
The same thing.
Dejarte ver no se dice let you to watch, sino
Let you watch. Phrasal verb. To go around.
ir por ahí.
Exaggerate. I mean it.
Te lo digo en serio.
You hear me?
¿Me oyes?
Pronunciation.
Cerdo se dice
Pig. Set phrase. To set eyes on.
poner los ojos en.
Look, I'm sick and tired of it, okay?
Of what?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the same thing I've told you off about every day for the last 2 weeks. I've been saying it until I'm blue in the face. Okay, you're asking for it. Put a sock in it. Do I really have to shout at the top of my voice for you to listen? I mean it. I'm not going to let you watch that rubbish ever again. You hear me? Well, that serves you right for constantly going around imitating Peppa Pig, doesn't it? I wish none of us had ever set eyes on that pig. And it's bacon for dinner.
¡No!
Chapter 38. When you're feeling angry.
Cuando te sientes enfadado. 4 key expressions.
To bite someone's head off.
Echarle la bronca a alguien.
To fly off the handle.
Perder los estribos.
The last straw, the final straw.
La gota que colmó el vaso.
To lose your rag, to lose your temper.
Perder la calma. Perder los estribos.
More useful English. False friend.
Ser sensible no se dice to be sensible, sino
To be sensitive. Pronunciation.
orquídea se pronuncia
Orchid. Set phrases. To go to the effort.
hacer el esfuerzo.
Chubby. Around the edges.
Regordete.
Vocabulary. To go bald.
Quedarse calvo.
To blow your nose.
Sonarse la nariz.
Exaggerate. To make a scene.
Montar un numerito.
So how was your Valentine's Day?
Not the best. Mark is so sensitive these days. I mentioned that I would have preferred an orchid to roses, and he almost bit my head off, saying I should be grateful that he went to the effort. And then, when I told him that the lasagna he had cooked was a little salty, he went berserk.
Oh, Jack's the same. The other day I told him he was looking a little chubby around the edges and he flew off the handle. He said, next you'll be saying I'm going bald. And in the heat of the moment, I pointed out to him that he was in fact going bald and that was the final straw. I think he's giving me the silent treatment.
Gosh, well, at least if he goes quiet, it means he doesn't make a scene in front of anyone. The other day, I asked Mark to stop blowing his nose when we were out having a drink in the pub, and he lost his temper. I mean, come on, it's only manners.
They seem to blow their top at anything these days.
Wow, some really good vocabulary to blow your top. Explotar, ¿no? De la furia, de la rabia. To blow your top. Also, to bite somebody's head off. Yeah, you say comerle la cabeza, but that means something different in Spanish. To bite somebody's head off means to really reprimand them, right? To get really angry at them. Well, there was tons of totally native vocabulary in that little audio clip from natural English. And we're going to be taking a look at some of the stuff that I want to highlight, destacar, that I want to point out. Otra que vimos en el audio, to point out. Remember this, you stand out. Tú destacas. I'm going to point something out. Voy a destacar algo. It's a little bit different. Just be careful. There are two different uses of that word, destacar. Speaking of my students who destacan, I see a bunch of outstanding students participating. We'll check in with you guys in just a moment. We're taking a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with much more. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is Radio. Don't forget to tune in after today's show. You can continue to learn with Ale in her program, Speaking with Confidence. And I'm sandwiched between her and Fitz. Lo has entendido, ¿no? Estoy hecho en un... Soy el fiambre, vamos a decir. I'm the lunch meat. Between Fitz and Ale, you've got the show with no name. So you can warm up for this show with no excuses with Fitz. And right after today's show, when you're nice and warm and ready for more, I'd leave you in wonderful hands with Ale. You've also got the lunchtime show after that. You've got Speak English with Ruby. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Also, The Salad with Dave Boys. Drive Time with Kyle Miller. Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. Richard Vaughn Live. Jessica Fernandez and the Hour to Empower. And don't forget about the Pro Bo Show. So many different accents, so many different perspectives. Even though we're all friends, we all have different outlooks. Otra forma de decir perspectiva. Outlook, como de Microsoft, eso es. And as we said before, learning a language is a cultural thing. All right, well, here's what I want from you guys in our pop quiz. Number one, harto. Estoy harto. They said a collocation, unas palabras que siempre van juntas ahí. Estoy harto de, y pon algo. Use it for real. Seguro que hay algo que te tiene harto. What better way to practice it than using it in real context? So, estoy harto de, and you can put in whatever you want there at the end. The second one, how do you tell somebody, te la estás buscando, no vayas por ahí? Okay, es muy frase de padres, ¿no? Te la estás buscando hoy, All right, that was in the audio as well. These are two totally native expressions so far. And the last one, I know you know the word deserve, merecer, to deserve something, but we looked at another way of saying que alguien se merece algo. So you can use that in your own context as well. In fact, all three of them, I'm asking you to personalize. So take a second. There's no rush. Take a second and think about de qué estoy harto yo. Y apúntalo en inglés y mándanoslo. Dilo en voz alta, por supuesto. Number two, ¿quién se lo está buscando? Right? You say buscándotela. And ¿quién se lo merece o no se lo merece? All right, so we're using merecer in that last one, but not deserve. Because we heard there was another way. Deserve is fine, it's correct. But I want to see if you know that other way of saying alguien se merece algo. All right, there you go. Those are your three challenges that I've got for you in your pop quiz. We'll take a look at the comments in just a moment. In fact, I see we've got a lot of people commenting on our Say What soundbite too. So we'll be checking in with you guys in just a moment. Let me give you the Say What soundbite, though, for the second time. I don't think it's a tough one today. To be honest, I think the person speaks clearly. There's no strange vocabulary. And usually what I've noticed, if somebody's acting, it's harder to understand than if somebody is in an interview, right? Because if you're acting, you're like, I don't want to talk about it, And when you're in an interview, your goal is to be understood clearly. Again, there are exceptions, I'm sure, but given the context today, I don't think you guys should have too much difficulty with it. All right, here's the Say What soundbite for the second time.
Yeah, I love honey too. And I make honeycomb as well.
I love
I mean,
honeycomb.
they do the work.
Yeah.
But, but
It's
yeah,
wonderful.
no, I think it's great. We all have to kind of pitch in and help Mother Nature a little right now while she's so overburdened.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así de gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit, available at Vaughan Tienda. Also, you can pick up Natural English, which we're looking at today in our pop quiz. Natural English, you can pick it up for €26. Well, $25.95. It was written by the one and only Jimena Holiday, and it is a wealth of information, una abundancia. And it's what we call here, I mean, if I were to name the book, which that wasn't my job, I don't work in the publishing department, editorial. I have worked with them, but I don't work in that department. I would have called it totally native English, right? So think of it that way. It's all those little modismos, like you call them, expresiones útiles, frases hechas, those things that you either know or you don't. Like, let me give you some examples. I scream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. Okay, what about this one? Whoever smelt it, esta le encanta a mi hija, by the way. Whoever smelt it, dealt it. El que lo olió, lo repartió, we say in English. Un pedo. We're talking about farts here. Pero o lo sabes o no, right? All right, let's see. Knock, knock. Ahora, ¿Habéis dicho who's there? Porque eso es lo que te toca a ti en ese tipo de knock-knock jokes. So knock-knock, tú dices, who's there? And then I say something. So I'll say Europe. Okay? And then you have to say whatever I said plus who. Se llama knock-knock jokes. Okay? Pero o las sabes o no. No digo el chiste en sí, pero el setup. ¿No? So knock-knock, tú dices, who's there? I say Europe. And then you say, you're a poo. You're a poo. And I say, no, you're a poo. Tú eres una caca. Knock, knock. Who's there? Boo. Boo-hoo. Oh, would you stop crying? It's only English class. All right, another one. We're warming up here. An apple a day does what? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. That means, eating fruit, eating healthy, keeping healthy habits. You won't get sick very often. All right, last one. I'm giving you some totally native ones here. Okay, let me think of one. Off the top of my head. All right, let's see. I gave you this one the other day, so you should all know this one. Birds of a feather, que de hecho vale con decir solo la primera parte. Pero vamos a ver si sabéis la segunda parte. Birds of a feather flock together. So how did you do? Did you know all those totally natives I just gave you? Well then, you can find many, many more in Natural English, tu guía definitiva del inglés natural. And you can pick it up at Von Tienda. Let me actually share the link with you here so you can just click on it. I highly recommend it. All of our materials, really. And it's a great one. I don't know if I helped on the recording of this audio or not. See, since I've done so many audio recordings, I really don't know what books my voice is in. I know it's in my books. And I know more recently the Disney Vaughn collection, but I know I've participated in tons of books and courses throughout the years here. So you never know when you're going to hear my voice over here on one of our Vaughn materials. All right, let's take a look. We've got a lot of participation, which is excellent. I hope all of you participate in the question of the week as well. Remember, send it to me before the end of the day on Wednesday. So we do it on Thursday. There's Born to Iron Man checking in. What's up, buddy? He says, hiya, friends. He says, do you know today's Groundhog Day? Oh, my. Poor Murray. Bill Murray. Oh, I didn't know that. Today's Groundhog Day. Dia de la Marmota. I didn't know that. See? It felt like it. I can tell you this morning when I woke up, the alarm went. I'm like, oh, God, here we go again. So it felt like Groundhog Day. And on a Monday, too, to top it all off, right? Oh, man. All right. So, yes, happy Groundhog Day, que literalmente the ground, ya sabes lo que es, ¿no? La tierra, the ground, el suelo fuera, dentro de la casa es the floor. Right? Don't sit on the floor, estamos dentro. Si te digo don't sit on the ground, es que estamos fuera. Right? Los dos son suelo. And so ground hog. And a hog is a pig. So literalmente se llama cerdito de la tierra. Right? Because they go underground. So Groundhog Day. And we've looked at the word hog before. What if I tell you on his team, he's a ball hog? He's always hogging the ball. You say chupon, right? To hog. To hog is to, take more than your share. Más de tu parte. Stop hogging all the Doritos. Okay, acaparar, I think you say as well. No, es monopolizar, como todo para mí. To hog. So a ball hog. I remember that one when we were, stop being a ball hog, man. Pass the ball. Hog. Stop hogging the pizza. It's for all of us. Hog. H-O-G. And if you know that, well, then you know groundhog. Then you know el verbo to hog. So that's how we really pick words apart. We dissect them until we really get their meaning. O sea, a groundhog, una marmota en inglés es un cerdito de la tierra, que también significa tomar más que tu cuenta, right? Aunque se escribe con O, no se pronuncia hog, it's hog, hog. Oh, stop hogging the sheets. Deja de coger las mantas. Hey, anybody who doesn't sleep alone knows that one. All right, there's Chris Valrol. She says, hi there, fantastic show with no-namers. We're already in February. Yeah, can you believe it? Oh, my God. I mean, January is endless, but it did fly by. And I don't know about the rest of Spain, but I can tell you, we have not seen the sun in Madrid for like a month. Okay, I'm lying. Last Saturday, it was sunny. I took my daughter to the zoo. Fuimos al zoo. It's always a fun experience because there were, 3 little rays of sun. Había 3 rayos. But it's been raining for weeks and weeks, at least in Madrid. I know in the north of Spain, you're pretty much used to it. But whoa, I don't remember Madrid's rainy season being so rainy. So, but you know what? You have to always look on the bright side. Water equals what? Life, right? So let it rain. Let it rain. If you think about it that way. So yes, February, a new month, a new beginning. And this is the short one too. This one, as you know, by the time you remember to stop writing January and you start writing February, it's March. So, and then in March, depending on where you live, but in March in Madrid, we start to have some decent weather, some weather that doesn't seem like, winter weather. So absolutely, Chris, a new beginning. There's Vero. Vero says, morning, beautiful show with no-namers around the universe and beyond. Happy birthday to our beloved sound technician, Dani. Oh, I'll make sure I wish him a happy birthday. Thanks for the heads up. Gracias por el aviso. Yeah, I can't keep up. No alcanzo. With my mom asked me the other day, when's your cousin's birthday? I'm like, you're asking me? Well, we've got a problem then. I'm like, if you're asking me when people's birthdays are, oh boy. And the only reason I know my friends' birthdays is because I have them in my calendar and I have it repeated every year. But if not, oh man, I don't have Facebook. So I do have a Facebook page, but it's different. I don't look at Facebook. I just post stuff there. I don't know. I don't even know how. If I wanted to, which I don't even know how I would start to look at pages there. So happy birthday, Donnie. Awesome dude. And hopefully he'll be joining us at the trivia night so you can wish him a happy birthday too. And you know what that means? February 2nd. What is it February 2nd? No, déjame mirar. February 3rd. Algo me sonaba raro. February 3rd, 2026. We've got our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. I hope to see you all there. It's going to be a great time. Fitz is hosting. And if Donnie goes, well, we're going to have to give him a little birthday shout out, won't we? All right. Chris says, happy birthday to Donnie. Born to Iron Man says, many happy returns. Donnie, excellent job. And Donnie, awesome dude. Awesome. Donnie, David, we got a great crew. Vero says, I heard 2 women talking about to protect nature. Mejor, porque este 2 me sobra aquí. So I heard 2 women talking about protecting nature. No, y quitamos ese 2 y empleamos el gerundio en protecting. Y así suena perfecto. I heard 2 women talking about protecting nature. Absolutely. Short and sweet, Vero. That's exactly what's going on in the Say What soundbite. Exactly. Okay. Born to Iron Man. Oh, wait. I'm seeing your comment again. The Groundhog Day comment. Now, wait. Isn't that funny? I'm seeing it again. It really is Groundhog Day, isn't it? Let's see. Chris Valrol. She's given us her observations on today's Say What soundbite. She says, I heard an American woman talking about how wonderful honey is to her. It sounds like she's on a morning talk show or something. Spot on. Yeah, she's talking about the importance of honey and how much she loves honey. And yes, she's on a talk show. Great job. All right, Born to Iron Man has got something to say regarding our pop quiz. I think he's the only one. Oh, wow. I didn't think it was that difficult. Maybe it is. Oh, maybe I gave. Hey, guys, this is natural English in the end. So, all right, well, let's look at some other things really quickly. Some other things I wanted to highlight from this book, some totally native material that we heard. And then Born to Iron Man, we'll check your answers right now. All right, let's see. To scream at the top of your lungs. You say the same thing. You say pleno pulmón. We say at the top of your lungs. To snort. That's what a pig does. Speaking of hogs, right? Snort. To go around. All right, well, go around has a couple meanings, okay? If I say there's a flu going around, hay una gripe que está por ahí moviéndose, ¿no? Difundiéndose por ahí. There's a flu going around. One of my favorite expressions has that in it. What goes around comes around. It's the idea of karma. No, lo que va por un lado, vuelve por el otro lado. What goes around comes around. We looked at this one last week. To tell somebody off. Another way to say it? To chew somebody out. Echarle una bronca. She really chewed you out, huh? She really told you off until she was blue in the face. Y ahí tenemos otra expresión que vimos. Until you're blue in the face means hasta más no poder. Piénsalo. Que es que no te da para decirlo otra vez más. Ahí. I think that would be a legitimate translation there, no? Legítimo. Okay. So, till you're blue in the face. She was singing till she was blue in the face. I told you that. I told you that 20 times till I'm blue in the face and you're not listening. Okay. The next one, put a sock in it. We looked at different ways to say shut up, hush, quiet, pipe down. Esa no la vimos. Pipe down. Pues esta me encanta. Put a sock in it. Mete un calcetín en ello. O sea, calla. To fly off the handle. I think it was Elena who used this expression last week. To lose your temper, to go crazy. Another way we heard in there is to go berserk. To go berserk. Okay? To lose your temper, to fly off the handle, to go berserk. I love the way that one sounds. He went berserk. We also looked at the last straw or the final straw. You can say that one either way. La larga, the straw that broke the camel's back. But you can also say the last straw or the final straw. Es más corto, right? We looked at the false friend, sensible. Sensible means you think about things before you do them. Okay? You don't just react. You have a filter, right? Sensitive means you feel everything. I think you got to have a little bit of everything, right? You got to be sensible and you got to think, but you also got to be sensitive and trust your gut, right? So, because there's always that, should you be more sensible or sensitive? Well, actually, you should have a little bit of both. Reminds me of the left brain, right brain. Yeah, you should be good at analytical thinking, but a little creativity always helps, right? Doesn't matter what business you're in. And the same thing, if you're an artist and you're like, I just do art. Well, you need to know numbers if you want to monetize. You want to be able to get paid for your art, whatever it may be, if it's playing the piano. We looked at blow your nose. I remember a student told me, I have to go take out my snots. Tengo que ir a quitarme los mocos. And I'm like, please, no. Please, that sounds horrible. I got to blow my nose. We say to blow your nose. Okay. And another one we saw, and we'll wrap up here and we'll take a look at your answers. The silent treatment. Esto es no hablarle a alguien porque estás enfadado. Are you giving me the silent treatment? It's the worst, isn't it? Oh, eso es lo peor. All right, let's go on over here and see what we've got then. Born to Iron Man says, I am fed up with all the advertising on social media. Sure. Harto, fed up. The next one, you're asking for it. You're asking for it. Muy bien. Nosotros, en vez de lo estás buscando, we don't say you're looking for it. We say lo estás pidiendo. Piensa, lo estás pidiendo a gritos, ¿eh? You're asking for it. Y como oímos en el audio, si queremos poner lo que es el it, it's trouble. Estás buscando líos. You're asking for trouble, guy. Okay? So I'm fed up with all the advertising on social media. I couldn't agree more. You're asking for it. Te la estás buscando. You've got it coming. Te viene lo que te mereces. You've got it coming. Great. Now, the first one and the third one were not the ones I had in mind, but they're fine. Born to Iron Man, they work. Funciona. We'll take it. Chris says, but does You've Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest mean the same thing? I thought it had a different connotation. You've got another thing coming means te equivocas. Secret? Like if you think te lo doy en un contexto. If you think I'm going to give you €1 million, you've got another thing coming. Como va a ser que no. So it's a little bit different. You're right. Then se lo merece. Because you can say he deserves it or it serves him right. La que oímos en el audio es, man, you were being mean to everybody, and now nobody wants to take you to the picnic. It serves you right. No, te lo has buscado, te lo mereces. So I hope that answers your question, Chris. Let's see. Chris says, sorry, I've written the pop quiz reply 3 times. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. Oh, man, unbelievable. We're being censored once again, folks. All that while we learn English. All right. Oh, well, guess what? I can see your comments now. Maybe it's not the 3rd time's a charm. A la tercera va la vencida. But maybe in this case, the 4th time's a charm. Well, after all, it is Groundhog Day, right? So things are just repeated over and over and over again. The prophecy is coming true. All right, guys, we'll be right back with the second half of today's show. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the second half of today's show with no name. Thank you for joining us every day as we learn English, we play, we laugh, and make friends. And I hope to see you all at the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. I've got a class until about 5:30. And then I'm going to jet straight there. Llego a tiempo. I'll get there on time. Well, I had to reschedule another class, but we got it. It's all under control. In this part of the show, we're going to take a look at our homophones. We're also going to listen to the Say What soundbite for the 3rd time. We'll check. I've got some more pop quiz answers here. Vero and Chris Valrol. We've got real reviews. That's where people on the internet keep it real. They don't mince their words. Dicen las cosas altas y claras. So we'll be taking a look at... Oh, no. Sorry, it's not reviews. It's Wacky World Records. My bad. Wacky World Records. That's it. I read, because I wrote down R-E, and I thought it was reviews when it's really records. I wonder what we're going to look at in Wacky World Records. Plus, we've got a spelling bee. We've got Double Trouble. We've got famous birthdays. Name that movie. Jokes. And much, much more up ahead. All right, let's see what we've got here. Vero. Vero is participating in our pop quiz, and she says, I am fed up with all this rain. Ditto. Idem. Ditto. I am fed up. Now, it's interesting. I'll wait till Chris, and then I'll give you the ones that we heard in the audio. The next one, she says, what do you want? Are you asking for trouble? Excellent. Lo estás buscando. And the next one, you should have seen it coming. You should have seen it coming is it's a little bit different than you deserve it, right? So you deserve it. The one I was looking for is it serves you right. You should have seen it coming is similar to what Born to Iron Man said, but it's kind of similar, but not really, right? Okay, maybe if it's something that you deserved, right? Entonces sí. But if not, you've got another thing coming as pues va a ser que no, como no es te equivocas, right? Whereas the one I'm looking for is more along the lines of, well, you get what you deserve. Like we said before, what goes around comes around. All right. Let's see. The next one, Chris says, I'm sick of hearing the same news on TV. Great. That's what, in the audio, we heard, I'm sick and tired. Lo usamos siempre. O sea, tienes tres opciones, además del fed up y todo esto, pero con sick y con tired. So you can say, I'm tired of this shit, I'm sick of this shit, or I'm sick and tired of this shit. You got three options there. O puedes decir sick a secas, o puedes decir tired a secas, o la frase hecha sick and tired. You know, and is in, right? Cuando ponemos el in, rock and roll. I am sick and tired of hearing the same news on TV. And the next one, she says, stop it. You're asking for it. Muy bien. And the next one, you have a punishment coming. All right, I don't think, maybe I didn't explain it. Se lo merece would mean somebody deserves something. Okay, so the other way to say that would be, well, man, you know, you were acting like an idiot and she dumped you. It serves you right. Y te dejó. Estabas compartiéndote como un idiota. Okay, so it serves to serve someone right. Okay, you can still use to deserve. In fact, if you notice, they're quite similar. He deserves it, or la otra estructura, it serves him right. And Chris says, I am sick and tired of YouTube. Me too. I can't believe that they actually like censor us in an English class. It's crazy. All right, folks, we've got to keep moving along. Right now, it's time for Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the Show with No Name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. The Show with No Name. Homophones on the Show with No Name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name.
The Show with No Name.
The Show with No Name. Show with No Name.
That's right, folks. It is Homophones here on the Show with No Name, and this is where we look at words that, tend to be a bit tricky. Tienen la tendencia de ser un poco tricky, ¿no? Difíciles. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Now, the first word is a word I'm really sure you know it. Okay, and it means cocinar in Spanish. También es cocinero. Okay, so cocinar, cocinero. If we put it with the books, significa manipular las cifras, ¿no? De una empresa o algo así. We also use it with que se cuece, right? What's en. So it's quite useful. It's not just cocinero and cocinar. And again, I know you know this word. You should know it. All right, let's see if you know the second word. The second word is a crazy or eccentric person. Hi, how you doing? Chiflado, pirado. Hey, your English teacher. That's who that is. So, si yo digo este chiflado sí que sabe cocinar o es un buen cocinero. Would the word chiflado and cocinero or cocinar sound the same? All right, those are your two words in today's homophone section. We'll take a look at that in a moment. We'll see if you guys, again, I know you know the first word. Here, I'm curious to see if you know that second word as well. And then, of course, the real challenge, do they sound the same or not? We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Let me give you the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you now for the third time. Hopefully somebody will be able to figure it out. You ladies are on the right path. Vais por buen camino. So you already know what's being said. It's just a matter of getting it all down word for word. Here we go.
Yeah, I love honey too. And I make honeycomb as well.
I love
I mean,
honeycomb.
they do the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
wonderful.
no, I think it's great. You know, we all have to kind of pitch in and help Mother Nature a little right now while she's so overburdened.
Expression: an upward or a downward trend. This week we were describing graphs in English. Professionals don't just say sales go up, they say there's an upward trend. For example, there's an upward trend in sales this quarter, or we're seeing a downward trend in profits. These expressions are essential for clear business communication. Understanding this helps professionals prepare better and feel more confident. Exactly what we work on in the Executive Master.
That's right, folks. If you want more information about the Executive Master or any of the initiatives we have at Grupo Von, go to our website, grupovon.com. Also, remember, if you have any questions, you can always reach out on one of our social media channels, and somebody will gladly answer your questions or give you any further information that you might need. All right, now let's go on over here to these tricky, I think, today it's going to be quite tricky, but let's see what you guys came up with in the homophone section. Born to Iron Man gives us the two words correctly written. So part one, A-OK. Que si no, no vamos a parte dos. All right. And he says they sound alike. All right. Let's see. Chris Valrol gives us the two words correctly. And she says they're not homophones. I'd say, yo diría. Let's see, Vero, again, the correct words. So the great thing is all three students that have participated so far have given us the correct words. Good. It's a great start. And Vero, let's see if she agrees with Born to Iron Man or Chris Valrod. She says they are homophones to me. So right now, we've got Born to Iron Man and Vero, who say that the two words sound alike. And we've got Chris Valrol, who says, I don't know about that. I'd say they're not homophones. All right, well, what if I were to tell you, it depends. So what if I were to tell you you're all right? Now, for me, though, personally, they are not homophones. So I agree with Chris. But again, I'm not the only person who uses the English language. All right, now let's look at the words here. So the first word, the way I would say it, cook. Cook. Say it with me. He likes to cook. He wants to be a cook when he's older. You can say chef. Obviously, there's a difference between a chef and a cook. Usually the cook is at the corner bar and the chef is at a place because it's his career. He wants to be there, to better his cooking. So, cook. Say it with me. Cook. Cook. And the second word, kook. Kook. That's right. You might know it. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together ooky, the Addams Family. Their house is a museum where people come to see them. So they're creepy and they're kooky. Kook is, so kooky is loco, chiflado, and el adjetivo, and kook is the noun, el sustantivo. This guy's a kook. He's kooky. Okay? Chiflado. Now, why did I say it can be a homophone? Well, I've heard some people, and I'm thinking the accent that comes to mind here is Scottish. He likes to cook. Cook. Cookie. He's cook. This cook likes to cook. So there are people who speak English who say the word cook as cook. Cook. You like to cook? Cook. But in the United States, we don't say it like that. And I think Rob, if you ask, Rob and other English friends, I don't think they say, maybe Liverpool, hey, you like to cook? You like to cook, man? Take a book. So there are accents where those two words sound the same. Now, the majority of English speakers would not say the words the same. Why? Well, the United States, right there. Boom. Done. So right there, that takes around 300 million English speakers who do not say those words the same. So I'm going to give it to all of you today. Just make sure if you're going to say cook, you got to say book. You got to say look, cook, look at the book and cook it. Cook, look. But where I come from, it's cook. That cook cooked the books. Okay, cook and book sound the same, but not kook in American English. Okay, and remember we said to cook the books is manipular las cifras. So let's say it my way, just so you know, and if you want to practice, you got to find somebody from Scotland. Or I don't know, I'm thinking Scotland, but there are certain, I have heard accents where I've heard people say, he likes to cook, mate. He likes to cook. But again, that's foreign to me. Eso es como otro idioma para mí. So, in American English, that kook, vamos a decir la frase, dilo conmigo, that kook likes to cook. That kook, that kooky guy likes to cook cookies. Hey, gotta play with words, right? Excellent job, folks. It is time to move on, though. And I told you we were going to take a look at a wacky, or we could call it kooky, world record.
Wacky World Records. These are the wackiest records in the whole wide world.
Common mistake. People is a very common mistake I correct in class. Students say people is working too much. But people is plural, so we say people are working too much. Another example. People are unhappy with the situation. Small corrections like this instantly improve how professional someone sounds. Understanding this helps professionals prepare better and feel more confident, exactly what we work on in the Executive Master.
All right, folks, the Executive Master. Oh man, if I could make one wish as far as English is concerned and my students, it would be to remove the very common mistake people is. Oh my God. I have heard that mistake 1,000,001 times. And it's not just people is, it's people thinks. O sea, no solo la gente se equivoca que people is they in English. No es la gente es, right? So they are interesting. People are, right? And so they think, not they thinks. Oh man, if I could just remove people or find a way around that very common mistake there. Hopefully, none of my students make that mistake. And if you do, well, then check out our masters. They'll work on all the most common mistakes to make sure you sound awesome. All right, let's take a look at our wacky world record today. Today, we are taking a look at an airport. That's right. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can airports break records? Well, the amount of flights, how big they are, perhaps, the amount of traffic, right? How much it cost, right? So really, there are many superlatives in any field. No, think about skyscrapers, los rascacielos, same idea. All right, well, today we are going to take a look at the world's largest single building airport terminal. Now, again, is it the largest airport in the world? Oh, it's up there. But we're looking specifically at the world's largest single building. Okay, it's un edificio, and it's an airport terminal. It is at Beijing Daxing International Airport. It has the airport code PKX. If you'd like to take a look, it's beautiful. It is. I don't know very much about architecture, but it looks amazing. It really looks like a work of art, some futuristic thing. Beijing Daxing International Airport, and it holds the record for the world's largest single building airport terminal. It covers, are you ready for this? 700,000 square meters. 700,000 square meters. It is nicknamed the Starfish. If you're looking at the picture of it right now, you'll know why it's named the Starfish. It looks like a starfish. It has got a 5-pier, cinco muelles, dicen, a 5-pier design where the planes park and all the gates are. And it opened in 2019, so it's pretty recent. It's a pretty new airport, and it can handle anywhere from 72 to 100 million passengers annually. Okay? Again, its location is in Beijing, China. The size, 700,000 square meters. That is equivalent to 97 NFL football fields. Okay? Para hacerte la idea. ¿Habéis visto la NFL? Pues piensa el Bernabéu. It's that size. Okay, so 97 Bernabéus. What the fuck? Are you serious? Think about crossing it. Si entras en un lado y tienes la salida, your exit, your departures on the other side of the airport, you're screwed. Now, obviously, they have people movers and all of that stuff. But it has a central hub with 5 radial piers. It looks a little bit like a starfish. And basically, are you ready for this? Now, I know we just said, how long is it going to take you to get to your terminal? Well, it was so well designed that it minimizes passenger walking distances. Are you ready for this? To no more than 8 minutes to any gate. Guys, Barajas, Terminal 4, sometimes it takes 20 minutes to walk to your gate. Okay, 8 minutes. Talk about brilliant design, because it has that central hub, and then it has the 5 spokes. Spokes are the parts of a wheel, that come out. And yes, it's designed to hold up to 100 million passengers annually. And I think there's no need to even say this. You can imagine this, but it is state of the art. Está a la vanguardia. Tiene lo último. Take a look at it. There are documentaries about it being built and all of that. It's called Beijing Daxing International Airport, and it holds today's wacky world record. All right, it's time to move on, though, to our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
That's right, folks. It is our spelling bee here on the show with no name. Let's take a look at what we've got for today's spelling bee. This is, oh, cool. I love where we're going today. We're going to a place I'm very familiar with, and maybe some of you are familiar with this place as well. Just remember, round one, I am relentless, despiadado. Here we go. There's even going to be an address in here. Os aviso, hay hasta dirección y números. Okay, so it's going to be a tough one. Let's see if we can hack it. Que vimos la palabra el otro día con Gene Hackman. A ver si podemos aguantarlo, dar la talla. Let's see if we can hack it. Si tenemos madera, as we said. All right. I almost said the word. Here we go. I'm going to spell it. The first one is G-R-A-N-D space C-E-N-T-R-A-L space T-E-R-M-I-N-A-L. Number two is 89 East 42nd Street. The third one is P-A-R-K space A-V-E-N-U-E. The fourth one is M-I-D-T-O-W-N space M-A-N-H-A-T-T-A-N. The next one, 21.6 million. And the last one is J-A-C-Q-U-E-L-I-N-E space K-E-N-N-E-D-Y space O-N-A-S-S-I-S. There you go, folks. That's as fast as I can go. But I don't know. We'll see if somebody can get these words. And as I said, we're going to a place that I've been to many times, a place that is near and dear to me. And I think even people who are not from this area, when they see it, they feel like they've been there before. One of those places, you know, that you're like, oh, I've been here. I've been here hundreds of times in movies. And if you've been there in person, you'll see that it is definitely one of those places that, wow, really, really piques your interest. All right, going once, going twice. Ready? Round two. The first one is G-R-A-N-D space C-E-N-T-R-A-L space T-E-R-M-I-N-A-L. The second one is an address. It's 89 East 42nd Street. The next one is P-A-R-K space A-V-E-N-U-E. The next one is M-I-D-T-O-W-N space M-A-N-H-A-T-T-A-N. The fifth one, 21.6 million. And the last one is J-A-C-Q-U-E-L-I-N-E space K-E-N-N-E-D-Y space O-N-A-S-S-I-S. Oh, okay. So planes, trains, what are we going to a lot of airports and train stations today? Hey, it sounds like we're traveling. Maybe it's Groundhog Day, but today we are hitting a couple airports. Hey, mira, lo que tienen en común. They're all terminals. Fíjate, right? The first one we were talking about was a terminal. Well, we're talking about another terminal in today's spelling bee. Let's take a look. Born to Iron Man. We've got two here. There's a problem. I'm looking at the second one. I imagine it's the second one you want me to look at, but there is a little mistake in there. Oh, man. The mistake is in the third one. There's a mistake in the third one there. Oh, man. Close, but no cigar, as we say. Folks, we've got to take a quick commercial break. We'll come right back and take a look at those words. Plus, we've got much more still ahead. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Stay tuned, and you can learn English all day long with my amigos on the Vaughn Radio app. Oh, yeah. So today, we went to Beijing Airport, the record-breaking Beijing Airport. And in our spelling bee, we're going to another terminal, the famous Grand Central Terminal in New York City. O como lo llamamos, Grand Central. Punto. Grand Central. It is a huge station, a huge hub, núcleo, on the east side of Manhattan. It's located at 89 East 42nd Street. So, número uno era Grand Central Terminal. Number two, 89 East 42nd Street. Acuérdate, we have West 42nd and East. So hay que ser muy específico con eso. 89 East 42nd Street. Number three was Park Avenue. We always put where it is on the grid. Remember, New York, we don't say, I live at 221 West 28th. No, I live on 28th between 7th and 8th, right? We use it like a grid. So Park Avenue is the cross street, como lo llamamos. It's located in Midtown Manhattan. Manhattan's really easily broken down. You got the east side, you got the west side, and then you've got uptown, midtown, and downtown. Any questions? We're real simple with that labeling stuff over there. So this is located on the east side of Midtown Manhattan. It serves 21.6 million passengers a year, 21.6 million commuters, passengers. And the last one was Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. Jackie Kennedy? You mean the former First Lady? What does she have to do with Grand Central? A lot. In fact, she saw that the station, this landmark in New York City, was falling apart. Estaba en decaída. It was literally crumbling. Okay, desmigándose, the whole place. And so her, along with her money and her influence, they were able to save this relic and, save it from being torn down. Because obviously, once a building is unsafe, el momento que no puedes entrar porque no estás seguro, right? So she, I guess you could say the reason we're still able to visit this place is due to the efforts, okay, debido a los esfuerzos of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. Very, very interesting. And Grand Central Terminal. It serves, not to be confused with Penn Station. So basically, Penn Station is on the west side, okay? And this is on the east side. So Penn Station serves a lot of New Jersey. It serves also, a lot of New Jersey, really. And the other side serves like upstate New York. Again, it's incredible. If you take a look at all the train lines, subway, commuter lines, it's incredible. It's incredible, the network over there. And Grand Central, man, when you come into that station, you're like, I'm here. I'm in New York City. That main area, there's like that area. It's been in every movie. It's got that clock in the middle. Check out Grand Central Terminal, main area, and you'll say, oh, yes, I have been there, in fact. So let's take a look over here. Born to Iron Man said, you put Peak Avenue en vez de Park Avenue, ambas veces ahí. Let's see, Chris, the first one's correct. The second one is correct. The third is correct. Fourth, yeah, they look right to me over here. Chris says, I made a mistake. Really? I can't see. Let's see. Grand Central Terminal, yes. 89 East 42nd Street, yes. Park Avenue, Midtown Manhattan, 21.6 million. Jacqueline Kennedy, oh, nah, I don't see any mistakes, Chris. It looks actually perfect to me. Really? Oh, Jacqueline. Okay. She said I misspelled Jacqueline. All right. We also got Vero. Well, excellent job, ladies and gentlemen. Born to Iron Man. You made one little mistake. And as I said, this one was a tough one because we looked at numbers and all that jazz. All right, what have we got to do? I've got to give you the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you right now for the fourth and final time. Now, nobody has got listen. Well, maybe somebody will get it after the fourth listen. Here it is for the final time.
Yeah, I love honey too. And I make honeycomb as well.
I love
I mean,
honeycomb.
they do the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
wonderful.
no, I think it's great. You know, we all have to kind of pitch in and help Mother Nature a little right now while she's so overburdened.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Double Trouble here on the show with No Name. And as you know, it is definitely a part of the show where we take a look at some words that have 2, 3, sometimes even 4 or 5 different meanings. Let's take a look. All right. Deberías beber agua del grifo después de tu clase de claqué. Got to use the same word twice, as you know. Deberías beber agua del grifo después de tu, excuse me, después de tu clase de claqué. I always like the way you guys call that dance. Every time I think of claqué, I think of, what's his name? Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. You know, all those old school. It was a really big thing. You used to see it all the time. You don't see it as much, but in movies, in musical theater, there was a lot of claqué going on. And it's I think it's wonderful because you're making music with your feet as you dance, you know. That's a kind of a cool thing there. So, deberías beber agua del grifo después de tu clase de claqué. All right, that is your double trouble. We'll see if anybody can figure it out in just a moment. Let's see. I see you're all congratulating each other. Excellent job. All right. Oh, wow, you guys are fast. I just gave it to you a second ago. All right. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, you should drink tap water after your tap class. Absolutely. You should drink tap water after your tap class. Excellent job there. All right. Let's see. Chris, you got it too. Let's see. You should drink tap water after your tap dancing class. Absolutely. Born to Iron Man says, Gesundheit. Gesundheit is another way of saying bless you. Te doy un totally native ahí. Gesundheit. It's the German way of saying bless you. Bless you. Okay, so you should drink tap water after your tap class or tap dancing class. All right, tap water. Why? Because it comes from the tap. Another way we say the tap is the faucet, right? Tu grifo en casa. Okay, let the faucet run because the water's cold. Deja que corra un poco. Faucet, right? But here's an interesting thing. They're interchangeable unless you're asking someone to have some, because we don't say faucet water, right? La frase hecha is tap water. However, it comes from the tap. It comes from the faucet, right? If you turn on the faucet or the tap. So just so you know, those little nuances there, que sí, que los dos valen, pero no para todo, right? So tap water. It's a good one to know, especially if you're in New York City where the tap water's good. You don't have to spend €8 on a bottle of water, right? So, and then tap, I don't have to tell you why we call it tap dancing, right? Because it's onomatopoeic. So you should drink tap water after your tap class. 3 winners here, Born to Iron Man, Chris Valrol and Vero. Okay, and also we say tap dancing is kind of like, man, I've been tap dancing for the board all morning. Como haciéndole, let's see how they hacer claque, hacer bailar claque. But there's another way of saying, to be tap dancing is kind of like haciéndoles el show aquí. I've been tap dancing for these people all morning. All right, so it's got a figurative sense as well that I figure I should tell you. All right, it is time to move on, though. Excellent job in today's Double Trouble. We're moving on to Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Name That Movie only on the show with no name. Let's take a look at today's Name That Movie. We'll see if you recognize it, but more importantly, we'll learn some English from it. All right, here we go. A police officer in the future uncovers the deadly secret behind a society that worships youth. Whoa, sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? So, a police officer in the future uncovers, decís lo mismo, destapa, uncovers the deadly secret behind a society. Vamos a decir esa palabra juntos, porque es difícil esa. Society, no society, society. Okay? So he uncovers the deadly secret behind a society that worships, to worship is alabar, right? That worships youth, la juventud, okay? So it's a weird premise for a movie, isn't it? Now, I can tell you something. The movie came out in 1976. So it is old school, if you ask me. 1976. I wasn't even born yet when this movie came out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not going to stop Chris Valrol, though. She nailed it. It's Logan's Run. Logan's Run. Welcome to the 23rd century. The perfect world of total pleasure. That's what the cover says. And yes, this is a movie that came out way before I was born. It still has 6.8 out of 10 stars. But yeah, definitely was a popular movie. I remember hearing about the movie. Even in the 80s, I remember some people talked about it. Well, it's one of those movies. Also, it stars Michael York. Also, Farrah Fawcett. What? Farrah Grifo? Well, that's her name. Ahora, no se escribe con A-U, pero se pronuncia igual. Sara Grifo. So I guess it would be easier to just call her, en vez de Farrah Fawcett, Farrah Tap. La fuga de Logan. Ah, okay. I didn't know that. La fuga de Logan, says Vero. Well, in English, it's called Logan's Run. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Box says regular storage procedure. Okay, no es storage, sino storage. Rima con bridge. Storage. En el verbo almacenar, to store. Where do we store things? In storage. And the other word, procedure. It's a difficult one to say. Regular storage procedure. The same as the other food. The other food stopped coming and they started. And Logan says, what other food? ¿Qué otra comida? And Bach says, fish and plankton, right? Plankton is these little microbial things that live in the sea. And sea greens. Sea greens, that would be another way of saying seaweed. Seaweed is, you call it, siempre se me olvida, seaweed, algas, seaweed. We call it hierba mala del mar. And protein from the sea. It's all here, ready. Fresh as harvest day, tan fresco como el día que lo cosechan. Fish and sea greens, plankton and protein from the sea. And then it stopped coming. Dejó de venir. And they came instead. Y vinieron ellos en vez de eso. So, I store them here. Ahí está el verbo. Storage, hemos dicho, es el sustantivo. So I store them here. I'm ready. And you're ready. It's my job to freeze you. Protein, plankton. All right. Weird movie. Have any of you ever seen Logan's Run? Well, I know it was a popular one, but it's before my time. All right. It's time to move on, though, to You're Joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you're joking. I decided we'd take a look at some fashion jokes today for all you fashionistas. All right. Right now, I don't know if I told you this, guys, but right now I am in the process of entering the world's tightest hat competition. Okay, la competición de tener el gorro más apretado. That's right. Yeah, I'm entering the world's tightest hat competition. I just hope I can pull it off. No. I'm entering the world's tightest hat competition. I just hope I can pull it off. To pull it off es lograr hacerlo, right? But also to pull it off is arrancarlo, quitármelo. I hope I can pull it off. Speaking of pulling it off, Chris Valrol, she pulled off today's Say What soundbite. Good timing, Chris. You pulled it off. All right, here's another one. This one, earmuffs, no es para niños, eh? Which designer fashion brand should never print their name on their panties? Okay, ¿qué marca de diseño famoso no debería imprimir o abordar los nombres en sus bragas? Which designer fashion brand should never print their name on their panties? The Gap. Do you get it? Gap. Okay, well, it's the name of a very, very famous fashion company, but also Gap is hueco, abertura, agujero. Do I need to explain it any further, or you got that one? So, which designer fashion brand should never print their name on their panties? Sus bragas, The Gap. All right, folks, we've got to move on. It's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Oi, oi, oi. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. Also, we've got Vero and Chris Valrol with the Say What soundbite. All right. Okay, number one, she can't remember to forget you. Can't remember to forget you. Her hips don't lie. She's the queen of Latin music. She is from Colombia. And wow, I could spend the next 40 minutes just going over all of her songs. Waka Waka, Hey Hey, and so many more. Loca, Rabiosa, Beautiful Liar, La Bicicleta, Chantaje. Oh my God. And of course, I love the ones from Zootopia. You know those? I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. It's a beautiful song. My daughter and I love it. I won't give up, no me daré por vencido. I won't give in, no voy a ceder till I reach the end. And her hips definitely don't lie. Number two, another one whose hips don't lie. She was one of Charlie's Angels, and she's been in many other movies. And, well, her last name is Grifo. Si no lo ves escrito, suena como Grifo. And she was in Logan's Run. She was also in Extremities, Dr. T and the Women, The Cookout. Hey, we looked at the word cook before. Que no suena como cook. A cookout es, ¿cómo se dice a cookout? Es como una competencia, ¿no? The cookout. A ver, como cookout, yeah, competencia de barbacoa. A ver cómo lo ponen aquí. Una barbacoa, un picnic. Vamos a cocinar fuera. Cookout, which was in 2004. And last but not least, we were looking at fashion for a reason. This fashion model was born today in 1954. She appeared on an unprecedented 3 consecutive covers of Sports Illustrated swimsuit. She was also married to Billy Joel. She was married to him from 1985 to 1994. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the song Uptown Girl, she's been living in her uptown world. I fell in love with an uptown girl. I think it was about her, Chica Pija, no? The uptown. Hey, we were talking about midtown, downtown. And she's been in movies as well. I mean, I think she was one of the first people that we could consider like a supermodel. You know, before that, we just had models. And then her, Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell, you know, these ladies were like, wow, they became so much more than just models. They became what we call now supermodels. All right, let's see. Chris says Danny, Shakira, Farrah Fawcett, and Christy Brinkley, which is the last one. Christy Brinkley. This is Christy Brinkley talking about how she elaborates honey at her house. And she says the word honeycomb. Honeycomb is panal. It says here panal. It's the structure that the bees make. So she's in an interview and she goes, oh yeah, I love honey too. And I make honeycomb as well. She says, I mean, they do the work. Ellos lo hacen, yo no hago nada, no, the bees. It's wonderful. I think it's great. And we all have to kind of pitch in. Cada uno tiene que poner su parte to pitch in and help Mother Nature a little bit right now. While she's so overburdened, and to be overburdened es tiene demasiados males, sobrecargada, la madre naturaleza. So here she is, beekeeper. Yeah, I didn't know that. I knew she was a supermodel and an actress, but beekeeper Christy Brinkley.
Yeah, I love honey too. And I make honeycomb as well.
I love
honeycomb. I mean, they do the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
wonderful.
no, I think it's great. We all have to kind of pitch in and help Mother Nature a little right now while she's so overburdened.
Folks, thank you so much. I'm going to dedicate this song to you guys. It's called Try Everything by birthday girl Shakira, and I was just singing it to you. I hope it puts you in a good mood and it empowers you like it does to my daughter and I when we listen to it. Thank you so much, everybody. I won't give up. I won't give in till I reach the end. Great words. Thank you so much. Ciao for now. Come on, Shakira. Shakira, Shakira.